Alright, let me just fix that. There we go. Welcome back to the Derailed Turnabout. Final part. Starting now. Hang on, here. There we go. So, this is it, huh? No going back now. I doubt the judge will prolong the trial further. What about the author of that first letter? Fergier knows something, and I must draw it out of him. If I can't, then Weaselton is done for. Gee, thanks. I feel only confidence in this plan. Don't worry, the prison food isn't bad as it used to be. Or so I hear, anyway. Comforting. Weaselton, I have no intention of losing. I have no intention of getting arrested, and yet here we are. All I'm asking for is a little trust, and I'll see you through. Not that I have much of a choice, Mr. Lawyer. As much as I hate to admit it, you're my only hope now. So forget it. I trust you. I have to. Alright then, good enough. Could the defense and defendant please enter the courtroom? The only way forward now is the courtroom. Are you ready?
Sure, let's just get going.
You think our evidence is enough? You have to admit, those cards are pretty damning. I suppose it all depends on what lies he intends to spit out today. Well, witness crumbled and became desperate when you pursued her last time. Maybe the same thing will happen again. Perhaps. But Mr. Gear seems more of a natural liar, especially given his choice of career. Either way, there's only one way to find out. Enter! Court is now in session for the trial of Duke Weaselton. Are the defense and prosecution ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. As am I, as always. Very well. Yesterday we left off with a plethora of evidence against the defendant. And yet some loose ends that needed to be filled. If you recall, I gave you a very clear warning to you, Mr. Wright. I remember. I would hope so. So, did you discover who the author of the letter was? Your Honor? The answer, believe it or not, is yes and no, Your Honor. Yes and no? What does that mean? You asked who the author of the letter was, but did specify which letter you meant. Well, I still don't know the author of the first letter sent to my client. I do know who wrote the second letter.
Objection!
Already established the defendant wrote the second letter, right? Or are you going to suggest the author of the first also wrote the second? Because that would be foolhardy, even for you, right? Of course not. The letters were created by two different individuals. My client wasn't one of them. He wasn't? Then who? Before I reveal him, we need some background on this whole situation. To that effect, I wish to call Gazelle back to the stand. Again? Whatever for? We heard her testimony already. She revealed to me a new lead, one which I shall share. So long as the prosecution has no objections, I'll humor him for now. I'm curious to see what he has discovered. Bailiff, bring in the witness. Hello to you all. Might be of assistance once again. Wright called you here, so ask him. Witness, do you recall what you told me yesterday? I do. Was it of any help? Yes, thank you. But right now, I want you to testify to the court about the incident a little while back. fake documents detailing your alleged link to a major crime family.
Objection!
What? I have read up on that case recently, and it holds no bearing on the current case at hand.
Objection!
That's where you're wrong, Edgeworth. And to show you, I need her to testify. I will allow it, but I must warn against you wasting the court's time, Mr. Wright. I, for one, can't be in her all day. Okay! Let's try that again. I, for one, can't be in here all day. Gee whiz, that's actually noteworthy. Give me a sec, I want to save this for later. There we go. Alright, moving on. I'm going to the concert tonight. Oh, you're attending? I'd love to have you all there. I had no idea she was performing tonight. I understand, Your Honor. Witness, if you could. Of course, I shall do as you ask. The document. Not long ago, a document leaked out to the press. This document had what appeared to be my writing all over it. And the content of the document linked me to a major crime family. After a lengthy trial, I was proven innocent. The document was a fake. This is a case that was already brought to its conclusion. So why bring it up now, right? Tell me, did they ever find out who created that fake document? You're not suggesting what I think you are you? Starting to catch on, are we? Your Honor, my cross-examination. You may begin your cross-examination. Not long ago, a document leaked out to the press. This document had what appeared to be my writing all over it. And the content of the document linked me to a major crime family. After a lengthy trial, I was proven innocent. The document was a fake. Hold it! In other words, the document was forged. Precisely. And they were good at their jobs. They replicated my writing to near perfection. And did you ever encounter a forger in person? No, I never had any contact with them. Alright, but could you add your previous statement to the testimony? As you wish. I never had any contact with the forger. The police never found them. Hold it! They never demanded a ransom for you or anything like that. No threats or taunting messages. No, nothing like that. Although there was something. I believe I gave it to you, Mr. Wright. Gave what to Mr. Wright? She gave me this. The culprit sent me a calling card the day the document was leaked. Oh my. I think you should add that to your testimony. I'm sorry, I let it slip my mind. I'll add it right away. The forger sent me a calling card, but that was all I ever heard from him about the incident. Hold it! So the calling card was the only thing? Yes, it was. It leads us to the here and now, when I gave that card to you. Okay, I've heard enough. I don't see any relevance to the current trial, thus I'm afraid I must give a penalty to the defense. Your Honor, wait. The testimony was just to give the court some context. With that, I can now show the connection to the current case. Hang on. Can you? Alright, I'll listen. Tell me, what is the connection to the current case? Thank you, Your Honor. The connection begins with this. I forget if we start with card 1 or card 2. My gut says card 1, so let's try it.
Take that!
The calling card sent to Gazelle. How does that show anything? Because of this, Your Honor. Card number...
Take that!
This second calling card is the link. One found by the witness Gazelle at the scene of the crime. That eagle. It seems Edgar has finally come to the same conclusion as I. A calling card at the scene of the crime? As in the train crash? I'm a little lost here. Just what exactly is going on? It appears to be an error in our logic. Right, would you please spell it out for our judge? It's a symbol on the cards. It matches something else. And that something else is this.
Take that!
If you would kindly take a look in the bottom left corner of this letter, Your Honor. Is that an eagle? Wait, what? What does this mean? It means there's a strong possibility that whoever forged a document about Gazelle, that person may have also forged the letters seemingly written by the defendant. Oh, I see. This could change everything should it turn out to be true. Right, earlier you said you needed the identity of the second letter's author. Are you going to share who exactly that person is? Of course. The person who forged the letter is... Judy! No, I'm kidding. It's for here.
Take that!
This is the person who forged both the document and the letter. Who is that? Forgear, a businessman. A business mammal. Get your terminology correct. Testimony from Gazelle places him at the scene and placing down that second calling card. Officers Hobbs and Wild thusly arrested him and he is waiting in the lobby now. Then let's waste no time! Bring him in! I'm here and I'm going to put these horrid claims to rest. Witness, name and occupation. Forgear, business mammal. The defense inconvinced of your guilt over that of his clients. So, Mr. Gear, please testify to this court your side of the story. That I can gladly do. My side of the story. The right side. The only... I'm just wasting time. It really is an unfortunate state of affairs. Yes, I am sadly involved in this case more than I'd ever want. I didn't forge anything, but rather was simply hired to print off the letter by Weaselton. And that is the simple truth. I was used eminently. I'm so very sorry for any trouble I may have caused. So you only printed the letter out for the defendant? Yes, he came into my little shop and requested I do so. I saw no reason not to at the time. I honestly never even read the thing. Privacy and all that. He then took it and left, but it's unfortunate that my logo went with him. Logo? So you admit the eagle is your logo? It is. My ex-wife designed it. Is there a tut-tut-tut? I humbly request the defense begin its cross-examination at once. Yes, proceed. Whoops. It really is an unfortunate state of affairs. Yes, I am sadly involved in this case more than I'd ever want. I didn't forge anything, but Brad was simply hired to print off the letter by Weaselton.
Hold it!
So you claim my client is the one who hired you? Exactly. I never even knew his intentions. I'm an honest businessman. I would never do such a horrendous thing knowingly.
Objection!
Now that's just not true, is it? You should know better than to lie under oath. I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about. Is this not your logo on this letter? Yes, it is. A logo that also appears on the very calling card sent to Gazelle the day those documents leaked. Yuck! My word, he's correct. Didn't I point that out earlier, Your Honor? Curious how you're an honest businessman, and yet your logo ends up in such a place. There's only one way that the logo would. It can only be there if it was you who sent the card in the first place. So you're accusing me of something as well, are you? Well, please, continue. There isn't much I can do to stop you, I fear. With that, you are correct. We know the card was sent the same day the documents leaked. Documents which were forged, which is what the witnesses suspected of. It is logical that the person who sent the card also sent the documents to the press. Ergo, quite likely having also created those documents. All in order to destroy Gazelle's career, and even her life. And that person is you, Mr. Gear. Witness, is this true? It all fits, and I do believe we have found the culprit of that past case at long last. I do whatever I'm paid for. Whether that is forging or otherwise. Then was forging this time it was printed. So you're admitting the crime? To the Gazelle incident, yes. But for this case, I'm sticking with my version of the events. Edward caught in regards to the Gazelle incident, but he's still not admitting to this one. I suppose getting convicted of both would earn him more time in jail. I do not believe you, but assuming you are in fact telling the truth, we're still missing the author of the first letter. Perhaps you could tell us a little more about them. If you insist, but there's nothing I can really tell you. Who wrote that first letter you speak of is a mystery. I never met them, or had any contact at all.
Hold it!
So you know nothing about them at all? If you did in fact forge that letter, then you must have had some interaction of some kind. As I said, I only printed that letter. So you know nothing at all? No, nothing! All I can deduce is that, judging by Wisconsin replied, this was an attack against all prey. Very well, but I think that deduction is worthy of your testimony. This was obviously an attack against all prey.
Hold it!
A deduction you made, or a fact that you know. A deduction, that's all I know of their plans. Is there something wrong with this? There is something very wrong with this. I refuse to believe you weren't involved aside from what you've admitted to. You must know more about what happened, so I demand you testify as such. I will testify if you wish, but you are wasting your time. In pursuit of the truth, this is worth our time. Then the defense and prosecution are in agreement. Witness, please testify one more time. Their plans. I was asked to print the letter, which I didn't read at any point. When Weaselton and this other fellow were planning, I didn't know at the time, nor did I ask. Oops. Weaselton got what he wanted and left, and that was that. If true, that makes you a simple middleman in this particular crime. But I suppose that we'll see, won't we? I suppose we will. My cross-examination? Why, yes, of course. You may begin your cross-examination at once. I was asked to print the letter, which I didn't read at any point. But Weaselton and this other fellow were planning, I didn't know at the time, nor did I ask.
Hold it!
Are you sure you knew nothing? Nothing at all? Well, there might be one thing. Oh. You see, as I was printing the letter for him, your client answered his phone. I heard him say something rather interesting. He said, we'll disconnect the car that Popstar is in and kill that prey. Scum that way. Well, I think we've pretty much finished this trial. But for those who might be a little wary, I'd like to explain. Remember this in the reports? It says the engine of the train was sabotaged, causing the train's malfunction and derailment as it came into the station. Well, now, let me ask you this. If that's the way the crime occurred, then why is he saying we'll disconnect the car the Popstar is in when there was no disconnection?
Objection!
You just said they intended to disconnect the car she was in. But the engine was sabotaged. Your claim didn't happen at all. How do you explain that? That's because that darned bunny changed the plan without telling me. I didn't know until it happened. Thank you, witness. For what? Why, for revealing your true client. That darned bunny, as you so gracefully put it. It appears you slipped, witness. You claim you never saw the author of the first letter, and yet, here we are. That's because they were the one who visited Mr. Gear that day, and recruited him to help with the plan. This bunny hired you to create a forgery to set blame for this crime on my client, who is a predator. And to stir up anti-predator sentiment. It's curious why you being a predator yourself went along with the plan. Perhaps you can't inform us in the moment. But this revelation also creates another interesting link. The bunny who hired you, two crimes so close to each other, both orchestrated by a bunny with predator framed for it. And both meant to create civil unrest between the two groups. It's too close to be a coincidence. You were hired by the same person as Mrs. Ness was, all to the same end, to create unrest in Zootopia, and bring about a conflict between predator and prey. And in the end, Mr. Gear, I can only say one thing. My client was framed for this, and while we may not yet know who this bunny is, we have you, the fully aware co-conspirator of the crime. This is unacceptable. I can't. This can't be an honest discussion. I wonder how well I did on reading that text. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Mr. Gear? He has woken up, Your Honor, and has now been taken for questioning. He's not going anywhere, and not even unconsciousness will save him now. I still cannot understand why he, a predator, went along with this plan. He is both a criminal and a business mammal. Much like Mrs. Witness, profit was their only goal. Another link between the two cases. Yes, I don't like the feeling this whole scenario is giving me. I have a feeling that this bunny will turn up again. They are most determined to create civil unrest in the city. Zootopia has great historical and cultural significance for these people. What happens here may very well affect things everywhere else too. But when they show up again, they'll not be able to oppose the truth. It's what they're going to do next that worries me. Let us live in the present, Mr. Wright. Because I can now safely hand down my verdict. I find the defendant, Duke Weaselton. Court is now adjourned. Well, I can't believe it. I'm free. You actually did it. At least until the next time we catch you doing something illegal. I'm going straight from here on out. I'm not sure why I ever thought you did it. You're a terrible liar. Liar or not, he was innocent. Yes, that is true enough. But this is our second case, and that bunny is involved again. I think the reason we are brought here is obvious now. It's related to our mystery criminal, I figured. I'm starting to think this is why Agent Savage is here too. Really? It's not every day that a government agent like him pops up and works with the CPD. You think he's also on the trail of this criminal? I do, yes. This criminal is dangerous. Very dangerous. Unsurprising, really, that the higher-ups would send a specialist in to deal with it. I suppose that's also true. What's with the mopey faces? I'm free, we should be celebrating here. Meh, we'll pass. Honestly, I feel like I could use a good night's sleep. Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, I suggest you rest up then. You'll be needed again, and soon. Mia? For all the few answers I got, more questions will arise. However, between this case and our mysterious bunny's next appearance, something else would come along. For crime doesn't wait for one person, and there's always another case around the corner. The next one wasn't related to that bunny, but was independent. It would take us all the way to Little Rotunda. I hope that's how you pronounce that, because I got to say it a lot in the next episode. Anyway, for now, the Derailed Turnabout. Finish! Ends, as I write there. And so, now it asks us, do you want to continue to the Turnabout in Little Rotunda? That's why I stated right there, because I had a feeling it wouldn't do that. So what happens if I say no? Same thing. Nope, I want to say yes, but I guess it's not ready yet. So, next time, or whenever next time will be, it could be a while, we will begin the Turnabout in Little Rotunda. See you guys then.